Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah, welcome to the Monday morning recap. Everybody, brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles your first deposits all the way up to $1,000. I have a feeling people are going to be making some deposits after this Final Four has been set. I had one team. I got one team in the Final Four. How did you guys end up?
Hot zero.
Zero. Okay.
None. Absolutely none.
Oh, that's crazy. You didn't have Florida Atlantic?
No. I mean, I didn't have Purdue or Marquette.
I texted you over the weekend that was the pride of your conference where UCF plays, and you said they're not even in that conference.
Well, they're not
They're
in our
replacing
conference.
Oh, they're replacing them?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, now we know why. They actually wanted winners there. They wanted a Final Four team in that conference. I understand that.
Sure.
You've got a national champions shirt on for football.
It's almost like I strategically wore this today.
Strange, isn't it?
I mean, for what
Strange.
it's Florida Atlantic could win the next 20 national championships in basketball, and no one would give a fuck about that.
Nobody would care.
Where is it?
Boca.
Boca? Like Boca Raton?
Yeah, the
Mouth of the Rat.
Yeah.
everything's closed at like 8 o'clock.
No, earlier than that. I've been to Boca once in my life. One of my best friends from college, his parents had a place down there. I was like, oh, let's go to Boca for the thing because we were about to catch a cruise out of Miami. I was there for one day, and I was all good. Everything closed down at 6:30.
Play a little shuffleboard.
Yeah.
Get the early bird special.
Done.
6:30 is midnight there.
Done. Yeah, they're calling them the Beach Boys. Is the college itself on the beach too?
I'm not sure. Every girl that I knew went to FAU didn't actually go to FAU.
Okay.
They're just Instagram thotties that just needed a college to give to TFM.
Well, why not? Why not? I mean, I guess if you're going to do it, you might as well pick one by the beach or on the beach, if you will. We got UConn, we got FAU, we got Miami. Did you guys watch that Texas game yesterday?
So, yeah, you can't really say pride of Florida when Miami's right there, right? Like, the U,
Yeah.
come on.
Are they playing each other?
No,
No,
they could in the finals.
I know.
That'd be the least watched finals in NCAA history.
You're already headed for the least watched finals in NCAA history at this point, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I mean, UConn already participated in the worst finals in NCAA history.
They did.
When Butler shot
Butler,
like
yeah.
10% from the fucking field for the whole game.
That wasn't the worst for me. The worst was Virginia still. I hate that style of play, and they scored like 54
Wasn't
points
it a
in that
close
game.
That was a
game?
good
Yeah,
game
because-
against Tech, though,
It
right?
was-
Against Chris Beard's
It was,
Tech.
Yeah.
it was really close, but it was goddamn awful.
I mean,
to watch.
Butler was just like not making any baskets that game. It was
Right.
it was the saddest thing I've ever watched.
Was it sadder than Gonzaga playing UConn?
UConn ran him off the gym.
I mean, what the fuck? It was 30-something points. Like, when I turned it off, I think they were up by 32 or 34 at one point, and Gonzaga might have finished in the 50s somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't even watch the game anymore.
But that's what UConn did at the beginning of the season. That's why everybody was so high on them originally, myself included. When they started out, whatever, like 15-0, 16-0,
And like a boat racing 15-0.
they
like
were crushing
killing
everyone.
people.
And then kind of, got into conference play.
Big East a little bit of a grind. They were
Bit.
worse than they should have been though.
Then they lost like 4 or 5 straight, and everybody kind of fell off them. But they're back to their winning ways.
Yeah, any injuries or anything? What happened to this team, I guess,
No.
that they're a 4 seed?
They're just I didn't pick them to go. I mean, I took them to the Elite Eight, but I didn't want them in the Final Four because usually in tournament play, guard play is what's most important, and they're big. They're like really big.
Yeah.
Their 2 best players are bigs, and no, the whole team's kind of just stepped up. Dan Hurley, I thought would cost them a game or two. Well, I guess just a game in tournament
Right.
play.
Just for being Dan Hurley?
Just for being Dan Hurley, and he's just an absolute psychopath, a hothead. So we'll see. Maybe he'll get thrown out in the Final Four.
Yeah, he'll get teed up against Miami somehow.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, for everyone that's like, neither Miami or UConn should actually be surprising if you take away the seed. Would Miami win the ACC? Mm-hmm. Right. Jim Larinaga, one of the best coaches in college basketball, now his second Final Four with 2, and he's done it with 2 different teams. He's easily a Hall of Famer at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And they were in the Elite Eight last year, I believe. And then UConn's fucking UConn.
And San Diego State's actually been a solid program for a while.
San Diego State was a 1 or a 2 seed in the COVID canceled tournament. They only had 2 losses.
I think they were number 2 in the country at that point.
Yeah, they were a fucking wagon, and then the fucking, we talked about it before, the tournament got canceled.
And none of their major guys are still on the team, but a couple of the dudes that were on the squad are hanging around.
So you got 3 good programs and then FAU. And UConn. By the way, if UConn wins this championship, they will have more championships than Kansas.
You had to throw that in there.
I did because people don't think about UConn like that. Like
they are blue blood.
I actually do. I mean, look, I picked them as the dark horse to win when we did the prediction show.
Yeah,
and I thought they were pretty fucking good. But
is a 4 seed a dark horse though? Like a dark horse is FAU. Like that's
when's
insane.
the last time a 4 seed won a tournament though? Is the question.
It hasn't been that long. I'd imagine. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Because the UConn.
Well, this is the first time ever in the history of the tournament that a 1 and 2 seed that all the 1 and 2 seeds.
Right, but every time
didn't make
UConn
the
won
Final
a
Four.
natty with like Shabazz or Kemba, they weren't a highly ranked team. They were like, I think there was an 8 seed at one point.
I'm not
UConn team,
sure.
yeah.
I don't remember a 4 seed in my life.
I mean, Villanova's
so?
in '85 was an 8 seed. That was one of the highest.
Right, wasn't born. Not even close. Not even close.
UConn was pretty low with Shabazz. I think they were like an 8 seed or something like that. With Kemba, they were. Did they win the Big East tournament that year? They might have actually.
Yeah, Kemba did.
They got hot, but they weren't. Like,
they
good
weren't
all
a
year.
huge. They might have been
because Kemba went off at Madison Square Garden, and I remember that. Now that one I remember.
But they weren't a 1 or 2 seed. They were 3 or 4, or maybe even like a 5 or a 6.
Yeah, because right now we are currently down to UConn is a 4. Florida Atlantic is a 9.
Yep.
And, I mean, just saying it out loud is crazy. San Diego State is a 5. Miami is a 5. And in my opinion, it should have been Creighton. My
opinion, yeah. With
right?
my Calcutta, I had Creighton, I had Texas, so I could have had 2 Final Four teams. They were up double digits in the second half.
Dan had quite a monetary swing this
He
weekend.
sure did.
I did. I also had I took a live ticket on Cam Young at one point for the Dell Match play and did not hedge. He got boat raced in the finals by Sam Burns.
He got crushed.
But there was like a $10,000 swing this weekend for me.
Yeah, and it's all gone, right? Like you had nothing.
I won $0.
$0.
At what point
I
do we
actually
have to
owed.
step in?
Yeah.
I owed the Calcutta like $25.
Holy shit.
But if both Texas and Creighton made it, I would have won like $5,000 just off that. And then the Cam Young thing, I got a little crazy, and it would have won $5,000 too.
1-800-HELP now, Dan. Just if you want to write that down.
It was, and then my truck got shuffled through last night. It's not been a good year.
Somebody
for your boy.
broke into your car again.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, he leaves it open, so they walked in.
Yeah, they just walked in.
Yeah.
And just kind of chilled
But they
out.
started opening compartments I didn't even know existed in my truck.
Oh, that's nice.
I was just like, oh, that's open.
The city knows your truck better than you do.
I know.
At this point,
They do.
like
I know.
every homeless person's like, yeah, that black truck, it's got funny signs in it. You might find some stuff, but it's got funny signs.
And it's all scraped up because every time my car gets hit when I'm not in it by an actual other car, I fix it and then it gets hit like 3 weeks later. So I stopped fixing my car.
Yeah, I would too. You had a good weekend.
Yeah.
You had a fun weekend. Lost a lot of money.
Went to Dell Match play Friday.
Went to Dell Match play. Did you get any cell service there, by the way?
They had Wi-Fi, but it wasn't great.
No, it sure wasn't. Couldn't get a hold of anyone, babysitters included.
Did you try to get an Uber out? That was
fun.
insane.
Sure was. Sure was, friends. I was a couple hundo back here to the old studio.
People started to negotiate. There was cab drivers and Ubers that like
We negotiated.
yeah, the Uber driver that I had, it was like $25, dropped me immediately.
Yeah.
And then everybody there was just like $150. I'm like, no, fuck
yeah,
off.
yeah.
And then we got a guy down to 60. So
Okay, good for you.
Not
Good
bad.
for you. I was with some other people that I could not do that to, so I ended up paying top dollar for that Uber back here.
It's a write-off.
Thank you.
It's a write-off.
Not when it's in cash, friend. Not when it's in cash. But we'll get to
You
the
didn't get
Dell
that
Match.
receipt, Ross? You didn't get that receipt, buddy?
Come
Just write on a napkin.
right
Just write
there.
on
You
a
think he's got
napkin.
receipts from whatever country he was from?
Whatever
Not this one.
Not a business.
No, not for that one. We'll get to Dell Match play in a second, but UConn and Gonzaga, I was surprised by the final outcome. It ended up being 28 They only scored 54 points in this game.
And they were the number 1 offense in the country, I think.
Yep.
Just fucking.
And then that Gonzaga
absolutely destroyed.
UCLA game, that was sick.
That was amazing. So I thought we were in for some cool shit, and then that happened.
And again, I had UCLA in my Calcutta, so another team that kind of.
So I had UCLA, and then I picked UCLA and UConn on the show. UConn is still fine, and it appears as if they'll win it all, but who fucking knows? We'll get to this FAU Kansas State game. So gambling wise, if you want to get into it as well, I lost right around $800 this weekend. I had Gonzaga plus the points, which was teased. I had it in teasers, the whole thing. I haven't had it. I mean, it was plus 8.5 in that one. Not anywhere close. Kansas State, I thought would win. It was a point and a half.
Well,
They should have.
It was a point and a half, and they looked really fucking good all tournament. So
Kansas State, Texas, I'm like, surely they can't lose.
that's what I thought.
Surely.
Yes.
The tournament will kind of balance itself out.
Yep.
It won't be too crazy. Like, Miami's had a good run. FAU for sure is not going to make it to the Final Four. Yeah,
Boom, there they are. All of my money going out the window. We'll get to Miami, Texas. I had that as well. I did not believe in Miami. I still don't believe in Miami. Texas was up 14 most of this game, and then it went out the window.
That was the worst choke of at least that round, in my opinion. And there were other chokes, but that one was so bad.
The refs didn't help. College basketball officiating, we've said it time and time again, is the worst in all of sports.
So there was an NBA player who took a lot of heat this weekend saying he doesn't watch college basketball anymore because the refs.
It was Fox.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah.
And he said the refs suck. I can't fucking watch this game anymore. And that'll lead us into this call with Creighton San Diego State. Did you guys think it was a foul?
No. It's a soft-ass call. I mean, hands on kind of the side, not really pushing now. No contact with the ball or the hand or the shooting hand or anything. 0 seconds left on the clock. You do not make that call.
That's a tough call to make in that spot. I think it is. I think it's. You could fairly call
You
it
have
a foul.
whatever,
but
sure. But be consistent with
outside of context. It's a foul.
Throughout the game, though, that's not being called.
Yeah,
And for
yeah.
whatever reason, they called it in that moment. It's like, all right, well, need some consistency, and at least when it's not that cut and dry, with 0 seconds left on the clock, you got to swallow the whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's the type of thing. It's almost the holding call in the Super Bowl was a little more accurate, but it is almost the same kind of situation where it's like
It depends on what angle you showed. So initially when I saw it, I said, I wasn't a foul. And then I watched the replay from behind.
Yeah.
And if you're pushing the hip on that one side on a one-handed floater like that, it's probably going to cause him to miss just because he's in the air already.
right.
So are both calls the right call, Super Bowl and this? I think yes. Does it suck? Yeah, because you don't want the game to be decided by a referee, but
And it's going to go into overtime if he doesn't make that. So, like, let them decide.
Not necessarily
with the 5 minutes.
costing the game. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like they were down 1.
I watched that replay like 10 times. I think he would have made that shot.
I don't think he does. I think it's short-sighted either way.
You think so?
Short-sighted. Yeah.
The one angle that I wanted to see, which didn't exist, and simply because it wasn't part of the foul, was behind the basket from the right side. I just wanted to see if the ball drifted that way, and it wasn't part of the play, but at least it was part of the shot, so you could tell if it would have gone in or not. And that's the only question that I left with unanswered, but it certainly sucks. I thought Creighton was a pretty goddamn good basketball team through most of this tournament, and they deserve to be in the Final Four.
That's the thing. One of the best starting fives in the country, but not really deep. So all their starters played like pretty much all the 40 minutes.
And maybe
they were gassed.
I thought, at least in the tournament, like watching the games I watched in the tournament, the best big in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Kalkbrenner is fucking. I don't know how you defend that guy.
Yeah.
Like that dude is the long. He's the slender man. Like he's just nothing but arms and legs.
But actually athletic, unlike
like
an ED.
Yeah,
He's just a giant oaf.
For Texas, Bob, you texted me something about this coach that I thought was unbelievably accurate, and I think this is going to go on for years.
So this is, I texted you, I believe the exact thing was that second half was the true beginning of the Rodney Terry era at Texas.
Yeah.
Here's what's going to happen. Here's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to feel bad. They're going to give him the job. the program is going to nosedive because
Yeah.
he's not a good program runner. Like he is. This is for if you want a football analogy, it's just an OC whose Peter principle is OC. You know what I mean? Like he can't be a head coach. He can't run a team. But he's great, brilliant OC, great assistant, the type of guy you want on any staff. Not a head coach. That's what's going to happen. They're going to feel bad. There's no one else. People are going to be screaming for it.
I'm now a Texas basketball fan because I want them to push your shit in. I want them to prove you the fuck wrong.
They might after Terry's gone.
I don't think after Terry's gone because the first thing I thought when I was watching that game was if Chris Beard is coach, I don't think they lose that game.
Probably not. Probably not. If Chris Beard is coach, they might even be a 1 seed. I'm not saying that's on Terry because it isn't. Look,
It's
Terry
not.
did a good job
Yes,
this year.
he did.
No,
He did.
like unquestionably.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's also going to be like if you don't give him the job of the season, there's going to be like a loud racial element on Twitter and stuff as well.
There was in the past with Texas with Charlie Strong.
What I mean is going to be like, what else does a black man have to do to get a job other than guide it through this year? But it's like, dude, the rest of his resume is ass.
Yeah.
So they're going to give it to him.
Yep.
And the program is going to be bad. Like they might still be decent next year. Maybe they're like a 5 or a 6 seed, and then it's just going to get. When did they join the SEC?
2 years.
In 2 years?
Yeah.
Next year.
They short up the deal, so it's not this fall, but the following fall.
Yeah.
but
So
isn't that easier than the Big 12?
It will be easier in the Big 12, so that'll be a little
basketball wise,
Yeah.
Well, that's a great question. Is it?
Yes.
Because now you're looking at Alabama had a pretty goddamn good team this year. Tennessee had a good team this year.
SEC head coaches are the best they've ever been in the history of basketball. I mean, like
Auburn.
they got 8 teams in the tournament this year.
But now you're replacing for the Big 12 basketball. You're replacing Texas and Oklahoma with Houston, BYU. I mean Cincinnati, pretty solid. And
Yeah,
then
that's true.
us.
But I mean, even just next year, because they'll still be in the regular. It doesn't matter. The SEC will still be easier for 2 reasons. One, there's no Kansas in the SEC. I mean, Kentucky is on that level sometimes, but they are not currently.
Coach Cal doesn't care about winning anymore.
Right, and also the biggest thing to me in the Big 12, as someone who watched Big 12 basketball and then their team moved to the SEC, is the home court environments are just not the same.
I agree because SEC fans just want football.
Yeah.
I've been to both. You're right. You're absolutely right. Big 12, off the chain.
Yeah. Even the
SEC
mediocre,
basketball,
even
I
if your
know.
team's not that good,
Yep.
you're like some down-ass year at Oklahoma State. It doesn't matter, dude. You go in there, especially if you are like a Kansas or a highly ranked Texas or Oklahoma, and it's impossible.
Yeah, I agree. So looking at it here, because we're going to be out of town, we're heading to Miami on Wednesday nights to go to the Marlins opener. Obviously, Hard AF Seltzer is the official hard seltzer of the Miami Marlins this year. Who wins this? Because we will probably... actually, we'll be back Sunday so for the finals, but we won't be here to predict the Final Four.
Finals are on Monday.
They are, correct. So we'll be here in studio.
Yeah.
Who wins this thing then out of these two games on Saturday then?
All right, I'm going to tell you who I'm rooting for and who I think can win. It's the same team. Give me Miami. Give me Larinaga. I saw an interesting stat today about UConn, which is they're 2-6 if you shoot over like a fairly doable percentage from 2. So if you if you score around the rim, Miami basically came back in that game against Texas, scoring all 2s.
Yep.
So if Larinaga can do it again, I think Larinaga is the best coach left in the tournament.
And also locking them down. Like the last 10 minutes, it was so hard for Texas to move the ball.
Yeah. And Texas has good guards.
Yeah.
So I like Miami. I think Larinaga is the best coach left in the tournament. And you know what? If there's anyone that deserves a title, it's not necessarily Miami. It's certainly not the 0 Miami basketball fans that exist on planet Earth.
No.
But Larinaga, get Jim Larinaga that fucking ring.
Okay. And then FAU, San Diego State, who do you have there?
San Diego State. I think San Diego State is just fucking rock solid.
I'm just going to go San Diego State to win it all.
Okay.
Why not?
They're rock solid.
I'm going to read you the spreads here from this game. Again, these spreads are from mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your first deposits up to $1,000. San Diego State against FAU. San Diego State -2 in this game.
Smash.
I don't know, man. I keep fading FAU, and it's not working very well for me.
Smash.
I'm going to smash as well. I'm taking San Diego State. Now, this spread is interesting. Miami versus UConn, it's -5.5 for UConn. Now, UConn's average margin of victory throughout this tournament has been 16 points per game.
Dude, when UConn's on, they're I mean, like full force UConn is the number one team in the country.
Yeah, they get up 10 and they do not give it away.
No. Man, they've looked dominant. It's the only team in the tournament who has looked so dominant that I don't really know what to say about it.
And I mean, there was a point at this season, I think it was like 7-1 to win the Natty. Because I was looking to smash UConn to win the Natty early in the season when they were starting to roll. I was like, oh, this probably isn't worth it. And then they fell off, and you probably could have got a better number, like 20-1 or maybe even like 18-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. They came into the tournament at 20-1. Mm-hmm. So that's where that lived. But then that would put us at UConn versus San Diego State for the national championship. And
Hell yeah. In Houston.
In Houston. First of all, tickets are available on drinkinbrostickets.com. They're very cheap. So if you live in the Houston area and just want to go to a Final Four as like a bucket list item, now is the time. These are the cheapest I've ever seen tickets for a Final Four. If it's on your bucket list, go now because you'll never, ever see tickets this cheap again the rest of your life.
How the fuck did the NCAA allow Texas to lose that game?
I'm not sure. I would have thought they would have hit a buzzer and just said, hey, dude,
Be like, hey,
we got to have them
gotta have
drive.
one big team in Texas.
We got to have
in
one
the
drive.
Texas NCAA
because
tournament.
even Texas versus UConn, those tickets would have been huge.
Oh, God.
And it affects because you get to go to both games with one ticket. So that would have affected the price tag for the entire Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Now they're fucked because let's say it is UConn, right? Or Miami or any one of these combination of four
and
teams.
FAU. That's the worst case scenario.
Miami FAU is the worst case scenario. The building might not be half full. Like,
guys, I don't know what the fucking like UConn. How many people go to UConn? I don't even know. I don't know if there is a
UConn's a big basketball school.
It's a big basketball school, but student body wise, I don't know anybody who could fill up this stadium at all, and I don't know if there's enough people to care. So I went to a Super Bowl here.
But
this fucking place holds like 80,000
I
people.
went to the last Final Four there.
Oh, you did?
I did.
How was that?
It was awesome because I went to the Final Four, not the championship game, but that was the Nova buzzer beater year over North Carolina.
You were at that game?
I was not at that game. I was at the Final Four games. I was at the semifinal games. So the building was fucking full, but that's because the Final Four was North Carolina.
Yep.
Huge fucking fan base.
I mean, just go to last year. You had North Carolina, Duke, Kansas.
Kansas.
Right. And then another team was OU, which is a good sports school, good basketball school, but also pretty much right down the road. That's a manageable trip.
That's an easy drive.
Yeah. I mean, you'll do it for a Final Four.
Fuck yeah.
And then the other two were Nova, which is a private school, and then Syracuse.
But Nova somehow rallies Philly. So there's just like random Philadelphia sports fans that are Nova fans because they've been so good for the last 20 years.
Yeah, and it was a good setup. There was like a fucking like huge drinking area in one of the parking lots. Like they set up like a giant tent, bars and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good setup, but I mean it's gonna be wasted.
It could be FAU Miami, and you could have that game in Miami, and I don't think you could sell out half the stadium.
Here's the weird thing. I think with all four student bodies combined, they don't have enough students to fill up the stadium with all four teams.
Don't really matter. And, students aren't paying to go to this. It's really the alumni.
They will now because
it.
It's cheap. This is very, very cheap and very, very doable for students. But are you really traveling to this, I guess, is the question.
So UConn has 18,000 undergrads.
That's not that bad.
Nothing.
That's not
That's not
huge.
great.
I mean, it's not UCF numbers. We know that.
Not even close. Not even close. Miami, super strange.
Miami's private too.
I'm gonna watch the games just because it's basketball and I'll have money on it. But very, very strange year. Don't really know how to react to this because is this the future of college basketball now, where it just could be anybody?
Maybe. I don't know. But it's cool, I guess. It's different than college football. I love college football, but like you're gonna get the same 4 or 5
Yeah, you're going to
teams.
get the same. Like we can already predict next year's Final Four already, and that we're months away from that. This, yes, you're right. It is at least fun.
But I mean, you
is
know,
this what it is?
You know, that's
Last year,
one
he
game
just-
scenario. It's one game scenario in college basketball where it's 5-on-5. You get 1 or 2 guys that can kind of change a program. You can't do that in football. But in basketball, 1 or 2 guys that can kind of carry you to the tournament.
Right, and when you do get insurgent football program to somehow make the Final Four, they lose 65-7
Because
to a
lines
team
matter.
full of NFL players.
Because lines matter.
Yeah, like it's just, and like with the basketball too, like with the NIL and stuff like that, or not NIL, with the transfer market and stuff like that, you can fully resurrect a program in 1 year.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
completely.
Absolutely.
And how many of these teams are upperclassmen laden in the Final Four right now? I mean, San Diego State's old as fuck.
San Diego State looks old as fuck.
I know.
FAU, I can't imagine there's a lot of freshmen getting minutes on
They
that
look
squad.
old as shit.
Yeah.
Have you seen them? Like the
No.
players
Yeah.
look like they're 27
Just
years
grown
old.
ass men. So maybe that's
Yeah.
the future is like just take teams in the tournament that are just grown ass men.
And yeah, so that was Alabama's biggest problem is it was
They were
too
all
young, right?
underclassmen, yeah.
You
Yeah.
put Brandon Miller on a team with a bunch of juniors, you got a fucking team. But like
he might not be catching charges. you know?
right, yeah, that too.
Sure.
Also,
sure.
also though, like for the future of college basketball, like he just said, fucking last year's Final Four had Kansas, Duke, and North Carolina in it. So
And Villanova.
Yeah.
and Villanova. So I don't know. I think it's.
Well,
it's too
I mean,
early to
look,
say.
it's with the new coaches that are in. You know, Coach K used to bring in people. It's always about the coach and all this fucking shit, and
Yeah.
especially in college, right?
Oh, yeah.
Coach K is gone. Roy Williams is gone. All of the big heavyweights are now gone. The guys that are
Still got Calipari, but he doesn't
coming
care.
up, he doesn't care for whatever reason, and I can't figure it the fuck out.
Lifetime contract.
Yeah, but if you're not gonna win a championship or try, based on what you guys have said, why stay there? Why not go to the pros? Why not do something else other than just lose in the first 2 rounds of the NCAA with some of the most talented teams in the nation?
Just let him be Kentucky's wealthiest welfare recipient. All right, like he's just living off the government teat
Yeah,
for free.
him and Brett Favre.
Yeah. Well, he's doing it legally at least.
Calipari is, yeah.
Yeah.
Some would say
correct.
more unethical.
Less ethically, but more legal.
Yeah, because it's odd, but as the years have gone on, for me, you're starting to see more of these, 15 seeds and 16 seeds win and everything else, and it seems like this gap is narrowing.
You're going to see more early round shit for sure. Like I said, I think I said a couple weeks ago, but like teams are just getting smarter at making teams. People are just getting smarter at making teams.
But
You know what I
also that 5-12 matchup's never happening anymore. Like the 5 isn't losing anymore.
No,
Yeah, I mean,
The
you've got,
five's
you've
much
got-
stronger.
You've got 2 5 seeds in the finals, in the Final Four. 2
Yeah.
5 seeds.
But you got to look at that 13-4.
13-4 now and the 14-3.
You got to look at that. 16-1 now.
15-2.
Never,
15-2 has
That
hit,
too.
I think,
Yeah.
3 out of the last 4 years?
No, 3 in a row.
I thought 3 in a row.
And
yeah.
a 15 seed, I think, has made the Sweet 16 in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But I mean, like Princeton, and I don't really know what St. Peter's deal was, but Princeton was, I guess you could expect it out of an Ivy League team, but just like hilariously disciplined and like so fucking like they didn't do it. They never did anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They didn't beat themselves. You really had to like straight up beat them, and that's why.
And an Ivy League school kind of does that every 4 or 5 years where they just kind of make a run.
Yeah.
Cornell was in the Sweet 16 not that long ago.
Yeah.
Remember Harvard had a good team one year?
Cornell had a good run 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Again, bet with us or against us on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros will double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. They are our title sponsor here. San Diego State on Saturday, -2. UConn, -5.5 over there. As always, we'll have the golf picks this week. Again, tons of stuff to bet on over at mybookie.com. Make sure to use that promo code Drinkin' Bros to double your first deposit. And if you want to go to any of these games, if you want to go to the Final Four, I'm looking at drinkinbrostickets.com right now. It is about $115, and you get to see 2 games, which is, I mean, saying that out loud is nuts.
And you might be able to
My
just
God, man.
go
I mean,
buy
it used
it-
to be like $500.
Oh yeah, you might be able to buy a shitty seat and then just walk down.
Yeah, well, look,
Like-
I'll be honest with you, because today is Monday. These tickets are going to go down. They're not going up. So if you wait till the end of the week, it's going to be cheaper than that. But head on over to drinkinbros tickets.com. You will be able to get into both of these games and have a fucking blast. I enjoy that stadium. I haven't been there in about, I don't know, 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
When was that Falcons loss?
Yeah, NRG.
That's
that
when,
was the Super Bowl.
That's the last time I was there. So enjoy yourself. It's a nice stadium.
Don't wander around it.
Yeah, get out of Houston.
Houston sucks.
Well, I went to the Texas Bowl there when Missouri played UT, and one of my buddies got mugged like a block from the stadium. I mean, it's just not. It's not like horrific around the stadium, but get the Uber close to the stadium.
It's not great.
Yeah,
it's not great. We'll move on to the NFL here. About an hour ago, Lamar Jackson posted a lengthy Twitter post about how he requested a trade on March 2nd from the Ravens, and he fully expects them to honor that. What happens with this situation here? He's kind of stuck, and I've never seen anything like this. I have my own thoughts, which I'll share with you now. I think that Deshaun Watson contract fucked everyone. Mm-hmm. No one should have a guaranteed contract, including Lamar Jackson. No quarterback is worth that other than Mahomes. And I can only say that about Mahomes because he's won 2 Super Bowls now at this point. But if you would have said pre-winning any of those Super Bowls, I would have said no, don't guarantee him any money.
But also from their perspective, I want the guaranteed money. Like if I'm in the NFL, I want guaranteed money as much as possible.
You do, but the Ravens' first offer was 180 guaranteed, and it was like a 240. It was the same contract, same money as Deshaun Watson, maybe, I don't know, 1,000 more, but it was 180 guaranteed. Why is $180,000 not enough? I mean, $180 million not enough.
for how many years though? Wasn't that not that many?
5.
5? I don't know.
180 guaranteed.
I just if I was him, I'd just want to leave Baltimore.
That's probably it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Because the weapons they got him were Nelson Aguilar and then
and it seems like Harbaugh
Deshaun
kind
Jackson.
of threw him under the bus at the end of the season, where he's like, they asked if he was injured, and he's like, I don't know. Is he?
I don't think he was.
No.
I don't think he was
Probably not.
injured at all.
I would just want to get out of there if I was him.
Same, but what
So-
happens and how do you get him out of there at this point?
Well, he says he requested a trade, which doesn't make a ton of sense because he doesn't even need to be traded.
No, he kind of does because he's restricted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Have you seen the odds for the most likely landing spots that
I
just
have
came
not. No.
out? They're a bummer.
What are they?
Okay, so the
Falcons?
number one odds
Uh-huh.
is the Colts.
Ooh.
What do the Colts have? The 4th pick in the draft?
Something like that.
I think, and I know they wanted C.J. Stroud, and they're not getting him at 4. So yeah, shoot your shot, I guess.
And they're a decent
It's a
roster.
solid team with
Solid
Lamar,
team.
yeah, but like depressing if he was like in Indy.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I don't want that.
I don't know. He's not a big media guy. Like if you're gonna,
He's a cool dude.
if you
but
want to chill out though and not be in the media like that. I mean, look,
the
Mahomes was able to prove it. You could just sit in the Midwest.
I know, but the
nobody's
Colts
gonna
are
fuck with you.
Colts
Yeah.
are so swagless, and that jersey would just look wrong.
That jersey would look wrong.
I
I
like
mean,
their
yeah,
jerseys.
you can play anywhere and be a superstar in the NFL. Like John Elway played for the Broncos.
Denver,
who
yeah.
they were, and if you're like, well, the Broncos are a big, that's because of John Elway.
Right,
It's not the other way around.
100%.
So the Colts. What the fuck were the Colts before Peyton Manning? Really? I know they had Johnny Unitas and I guess Jim Harbaugh. But
That was in Baltimore, right?
yeah, exactly.
They had Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, and then Reggie Wayne. I mean, it was a murderer's row out there. Oh, and then you had Edgerrin James.
Yeah.
Another Hall of Famer. Like,
Yeah.
it was a fucking
Those were the
squad.
So
Well, especially with Marvin Harrison, it was a murder's row.
Oh, fuck yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, by the way. He handled that properly by killing that guy in the car wash.
He's
That's one of the
still-
greatest stories of all time.
He's still out there, man. He's still collecting rent. He's a good landlord.
He's great.
I would never say anything wrong about you, Marvin. Please don't curse.
He's great at his job.
hurt me.
I love him, and I love his kid, dude. His kid is unbelievable.
And he's from Philly.
Yeah. So, yeah.
he just
Marvin
looks like that mustache looks like he's from Philly.
Marvin's doing all the right shit. Who's number 2 on that list?
Patriots.
I don't see them spending the money.
I don't want him to go there.
I don't either.
They don't
I
have an
don't-
offensive coordinator still.
I know, and I don't even know what Bill Belichick is doing at this point. Like,
He's handicapping himself. Right?
Yeah.
He's like, football was so easy. I need to make it as hard as possible.
Right.
Matt Patricia's going to call plays for some reason,
Just
even though
please.
he's a defensive coordinator.
please,
Very
no.
bizarre.
Now, number 3 is exciting,
Okay.
and it would be funny because it would really fuck someone over.
Okay.
Someone who doesn't deserve to get fucked over, but would get fucked over again in the same way. The Lions.
Oh,
So Jared Goff would just get
my God, dude.
second time in his career, just like, you're pretty good.
He's a Pro Bowler.
But we
know.
think he was a Pro Bowler with the Rams too.
I know, and he led that team to this close to the playoffs last year. Like, God damn it, if they fuck him again.
Yeah. Like, just fuck him.
Wow.
Like, people just keep telling Jared Goff, like you're the boyfriend before the husband. You know what I mean? Like,
The Lions should have got in last year. The 7th seed in the NFL should be a fan vote now.
Yeah.
And the Lions would have got in on the fan vote.
Well, would they? Because every year it would be the Lions and then the Browns probably.
But
on
I'm
the other
saying,
side.
well, yeah, but I'm saying if your teams are, because they were tied for that seed and they lost because of like whatever,
Tiebreakers,
or whatever, it should be a fan vote for tiebreakers.
yes, the tiebreaker should be a fan vote.
That would be
100%.
fun. That would be fun.
That would be dope with that offense, though.
Okay.
And that would be fun. I'm into that.
It would be fun.
And also, Detroit would love Lamar Jackson.
Oh, fuck yeah. Are you kidding me? It'd be a superstar there.
And he could make that jersey cool.
The Lions jersey's cool.
I know but it's never there's never been any like
Barry
And
Sanders.
since the Ravens don't care about winning,
true.
at least you get Jared Goff in return, I guess.
right, yeah, who can just be another placeholder and put up numbers until they need someone better.
Yeah.
Number 4 is the Falcons.
Is it really still? Mm-hmm. I don't think the Falcons have any interest in spending money. It just doesn't appear that way to me.
I don't think it's
look,
worth it. Yeah.
I selfishly, because I've gone back and forth on this, and a lot of people have asked me what I wanted to happen there. And initially I said, don't do it. It's too much fucking money. It'll ruin the rest of the thing. And then the NFC just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And I was like, well, we would probably play for the NFC Championship against Philly just with Lamar Jackson alone, because the rest of the NFC is dog shit.
It's pretty bad.
So why not just do it, I guess? And that's kind of where I've landed with it. And at least I can watch that team with a kid that's going to be one of the best tight ends in the league with Pitts. That London kid Drake London looks pretty goddamn good. And then they would have to give up their pick. But I would be fine with it if they did it. I just don't think the Falcons are spending any fucking money for whatever reason.
Yeah. It'd be fun.
They haven't gotten anybody.
It'd be a fun team, but it'd be like Lamar Jackson on the Ravens almost, right? Where it's like, oh, it's a fun, cool team that's not going to win anything.
No, because you're pretty much, you got the same thing. You'd have a good tight end again.
Yeah.
Because you had Mark Andrews. You'd have a decent wide receiver with London. And let's face it, you can insert all of those guys along the year with Hollywood Brown and Steve Smith and them. And yeah, it's the same team as the Ravens. You're right.
Then you have the Commanders, which is probably one of the places he really should go.
The Commanders would
Doesn't have to move.
be a really good fit. Yeah, it doesn't have to move his family. It just has a little bit more traffic.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But that would be a fucking squad.
Good head coach, great offensive coordinator.
Great offense.
Yeah, great offense.
You got Terry. You got Scary Terry.
Yeah.
I mean, you got all the weapons there. You got that Robinson kid looks pretty fucking good at running back there. You have all the things. You in a great defense. I mean,
Oh yeah,
What if the enemy gets exposed?
he could,
he could.
but at least
I'm
he's
just putting it out there. What if, everyone's kind of like been sucking his dick saying, why doesn't he get a head coaching job? When he leaves Andy Reid, I want to see what he does.
Well, here's the problem is when he gets there, he has no quarterback right now. So we're not going to really know unless
Right.
they make this trade or get somebody in the draft worthy of it, because right now I think it's just Sam Howell.
Tim Howe.
That's it, right? Heineke just signed with the Falcons. Way to go.
The future.
Way to go, Atlanta. Yay.
you guys probably will make the playoffs if you start him.
Who?
Falcons.
Heineke?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Win the
I mean, the division's
yeah.
awful.
It's awful.
Right.
The NFC is awful.
But I mean, even that division, especially, is like, what's even there?
No,
Nothing.
Derek Carr with the Saints, probably.
Oh,
You know what?
gross.
Maybe.
Not a prayer. Not one prayer.
Or Baker with the Bucks.
Oh, God, dude. I mean, if we're going down that, so we've got Derek Carr in that division,
Carolina.
Baker Mayfield,
About to draft
Taylor
whoever.
Heineke, and then Carolina's got the first pick, so that's obviously going to be a quarterback, whoever that is. And
I guess
then
they like C.J. Stroud.
they do. It appears to be him or Bryce Young. All of those executives went to see him. Both of those guys work out, and they didn't go to the rest. So.
I think Frank is partial to C.J.
Okay.
So the head coach likes C.J. Stroud. I think the ownership likes Bryce Young.
He's not going to win first year or ever, maybe. So I'm not sure about that. But yeah, that's the worst. That is it's everybody I hate in one division, essentially.
Yeah. And then there's the last three. There's two that don't make any sense to me, which is the Titans and Bucks.
Titans need a quarterback.
Bucks. They need a quarterback, but they have nothing else there. I heard they're trying to trade Derrick Henry.
They should.
So
just rebuild.
yes.
It's over. The
Yes.
Tannehill Henry experiment's over. Just
Wait till you get a new stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, you're good for the next
New
4
stadium.
years.
and rebrand.
I mean, they're not building a new stadium.
They are. Did you see the designs for it? It's beautiful. It looks beautiful.
The Titans are?
Yeah, looks beautiful.
That stadium they have now is not that old.
Very old. That was in '95. So you're looking at.
We went, but like it's like right on the water. It's fine.
I hate the stadium. I hate that stadium.
Because we got burnt to a crisp because we were on the sunset.
Dan and I have been 4 times to that stadium. Same thing every time. There's not one.
I left you guys. You guys were in a suite, but we were getting hit with the sun, so I went up to the last row with Lopez
Yeah, it's
because it was in the shade.
we were not in a suite. We were just in
or I guess
club
the
level.
Club level.
Club level. So, but there's not 1 ounce of shade in that entire stadium.
Except at the top.
Burn it to the ground. Yeah, behind the scoreboard. Burn that stadium to the ground. I saw that the designs for the new one look great. I'm amped for it. That'll bring me back there. Who else is on this
They
list?
need a name change as well. Get rid of the Titans.
Total rebrand.
Yeah.
They needed so bad.
It's a fake team.
The last one might be the funniest of all, and I'm kind of rooting for this one along with the Lions for the same reasons. The Dolphins.
Well, now that would be a fun team. Holy shit.
And the nice thing is you can tell Tua he's still the starter. He'll never know.
He'll never know.
Yeah.
Nope. You put him in a different uniform, he'll never know.
Just hit him over the head with a frying pan.
Put him in Baltimore.
Whatever.
Then Baltimore can collect the insurance.
Yeah.
They're all good. And then that team would be disgusting if
Good
they had
Lord.
Lamar Jackson down there. Holy shit.
I mean, look what Lamar Jackson did with Hollywood Brown, who is a fucking dollar store Tyreek Hill.
I know.
Like, and then him and Waddle, and then I mean, what the fuck, dude? Like that great coach there. Like, it's just like a fun coach who's gonna like experiment and have a good time with those weapons.
Decent defense. Shit. That would be the best one ever.
Yeah, him with the Dolphins.
That's
in
gnarly.
Miami.
There's one that's not on this list that I'm still surprised by.
What?
49ers.
I know, right? So the Dolphins are plus 1,200, and I saw another graphic that went out further that had the Niners at plus 1,400.
Okay, so today, Lynch, the GM there, said Brock Purdy has earned the right to start. They want Brock Purdy to start when he gets healthy, when and if he gets healthy. My God, I mean, even Stephen A. Smith and all these guys are just like, dude, why don't they get Lamar Jackson? I don't understand.
They got Sam Howell.
You've got not
Sam Darnold. Yeah.
Durr. You've got him. You've got Brock Purdy, and then a guy who played for North Dakota State for 12 games.
Dude, Darnold's going to
never been healthy.
Cook in that offense.
He might.
He might. Like, that's the thing is he might. But why not just go for the sure thing and win the fucking Super Bowl, you dummies?
Yeah,
Fucking
I don't
dummies,
understand.
dude.
Like, fuck. Like, earn the right? What does that even fucking mean? Like, the winds change so quickly in the NFL. You never fucking know if you're going to have a shot again.
Nope.
No, fuck that.
Win as fast as you like. Even the Rams. I don't care that the Rams kind of blew up their franchise to win a Super Bowl. Just win a Super Bowl. And they did it.
Yeah.
Great. Now you can rebuild and nobody's going to bitch because you already won a fucking Super
Move
Bowl.
back to St. Louis.
They don't have fucking fans anyway. So
No.
who cares? Like, at that NFC Championship game before they won, there were more Niners fans in the fucking wherever they play. I
Well, the Niners are, a brand.
The ticket
I don't give a
sales.
fuck. It's a home game in the NFC Championship.
The tickets for Taylor Swift in Los Angeles, the SoFi Stadium where they play, combined, will be more than the entire Rams revenue at that stadium for this year. I mean, it's
Sounds about right.
fucking gnarly, man.
Yeah.
So, do that if you can, but they're not. Austin Eckler, the head coach, said he's earned the right to seek a trade, so he's seeking a trade. If I'm Buffalo, I pick up the phone and I call. That's the missing piece that they're missing right there is Austin Eckler.
I mean, just get any running back, really.
No, but a guy who can catch out of the backfield and run alongside Josh Allen when or if he decides to run or pitch it. That's a perfect fit for me. Zeke, I want to get your thoughts on Zeke. Zeke said his final teams are the Eagles, the Jets, and one other team that I don't remember and I don't care about. Who is it?
Bengals.
Oh, the Bengals. That's right.
Yeah,
the
Joe
Bengals.
Mixon might not be long for that roster if he's already not on it because he keeps doing guns.
I don't know.
Right.
Sure, I guess. Zeke. Who cares?
Yeah,
For the Eagles?
I don't care about.
Is it weird that it's such a big division rival, or do you care?
No, because he's jumping ship to us. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Just making sure. I didn't know. I didn't know if you had any hatred towards him.
I really had no feelings to Zeke, really, because he was never. I don't remember a Zeke game where he went off against us. I could be wrong, but it was always Tony Pollard that gave us issues.
Recently, Zeke had a pretty decent. Well, he's had a pretty decent career. He's going to go over 10,000 yards rushing.
Yeah,
He's a running back.
he's a running back.
Yeah.
It's like getting all hyped up over a running back. It's like getting all hyped up over like a bullpen piece in baseball. Like there's maybe 3 or 4 that are worth like getting really excited for and like get
Barry
that guy a
Sanders.
contract. No, I mean like current modern
Just
ones.
in general, I'm saying Barry, Reggie Bush in college. That was the greatest athlete I've ever seen.
Yeah, but like that's still
Yeah,
college where
college,
running
yeah.
backs can be great. Like Barry, I mean,
But
even,
I'm just saying, excitement levels for any running back, those are like top 2.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like they're just plug and play, man. Like, don't waste your time signing some insane running back. Just sign an insane line.
Noel Devine in high school, his highlight tape.
I guess Derrick Henry. That's one you can say,
Oh,
okay, I'll
man.
take that fucking guy.
Yeah.
Like that's, but yeah, for the rest of them, I don't give a fuck. Like, just get a dude.
Robert Salah said Rodgers will be a Jet, and he also says OBJ is on the radar too. OBJ is saying the most amount of money he's been offered is $4 million a year. Is he worth more than that if you don't know that he's healthy?
Yeah, why not? Give him 10. Who cares?
Who's going to give it to him is the question, because they would have already.
I don't care about how much money you give people because salary cap hell is a lie. You can make things work. You can make the numbers work. It's not our money. It's the team's money. Who gives a shit? If just pay the man what he's asking, or it's like in the ballpark of what he's asking.
He's 30. He's still, just barely viably young, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
For a wide receiver. So, yeah, whatever, man. It doesn't matter. Does Aaron Rodgers want him? Just give Aaron what he wants.
Yes.
That's all that really matters.
I want them
Yeah.
to put together like a super team, quote unquote, of just like olds
Olds and then lose.
and then win like
so like
7
the,
games.
Like the Nets,
Oh, like the Lakers. Remember the Lakers used to do that shit too?
or
the Karl Malone, Gary Payton Lakers.
Yep.
the Dream Team Eagles squad.
Which one?
Vince Young.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
There is one move that I'm very interested in terms of oldish wide receivers who might have a little prime left.
D-Hop. DeAndre Hopkins. I want him too, man.
To the
I
Chiefs,
think he's
man.
fucking great.
Hopkins to the Chiefs, holy fucking
If he
shit.
goes to the Chiefs, it's over, and I'll just go ahead and put my money on the Chiefs, and we can just move on.
There's no amount of money that's wrong to put on the Chiefs winning if they get DeAndre.
Henny retired.
Yeah, he's
True.
gone. Yeah, R.I.P. to Henny. I think did he die or did he retire?
I think he retired. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but if I'm with you, D-Hop is still fucking incredible. I don't know why anybody hasn't traded for him.
And honestly, if you're the Chiefs, I would be more concerned about like the volume of draft picks you give up than like giving up first rounders because you're going to be drafting late every fucking year.
Every year.
So who cares if you give up 1 or 2? Like
You
just don't
also-
give up a ton of picks.
You also
right.
don't have to give up a first rounder for D-Hop.
right.
no, I think they're
'Cause-
asking a second for him right now.
I mean, all these dudes are going for like 3rd, 4th round picks.
Yep.
The market is
Yeah.
it's a buyer's
market is yeah, it sure is.
I don't understand how you defend the Chiefs inside the red zone with Kelsey and Hopkins.
That would be nuts, wouldn't it?
What do you?
Holy shit, dude. The NFL might just make it happen. We'll see.
They fucking should just do it.
No, cancel it like that Chris Paul trade. David Stern would never let that happen.
Exactly. Kobe would have got another one. Might have 2. He might have gotten 2 more if that trade would have went through.
Dude, yeah. Even Chris Paul couldn't choke that away.
I know. We'll switch on over to Dell Match play. I had not been to that tournament. Obviously, I was there for different reasons.
Well, you'll never go back.
with some clients, and that's what I heard. They're shutting it down, right?
Shutting it down because the members were bitching that it was taking too much time away from their ability to play.
One weekend? What?
So here's
well, no.
what I heard a different story. I heard 6 people that live in that neighborhood got together with the HOAs and said, it's fucking up our parking lives, all that other
It's
shit.
not. It's
for
that.
10 days.
It's the 800 members not being able to get tee times, whatever. It's just like because it's not just the weekend.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the month or 2 months leading up to it where they have to get the course in like pristine condition.
They're not
Right.
spreading the cash. You got to spread the cash. You got to spread give a
There-
little piece.
It's not that they just
you
want to
got
play.
to give a little. No, you got to give a little piece to the people who live around. They'll spend-
Having
Right.
been there,
but you want to play it. It's the
Yeah.
guys that people just don't want to have the ability to play it for the 2 months and not have to give it up to the PGA. It's an awesome event. ACC is an awesome course for match play, and it's gonna be missed.
I've never been before. It was beautiful. That was the Austin that I had moved here for. When I was there, I was like, this is what I signed up for. You've got the views of the lake and all that other stuff.
It's one of the 2 events in Austin that like the town kind of rallies around. It's this and F1.
Yep.
And both might be going away. F1 might be leaving town too.
What's that track for then? It's the only one in North America.
I know.
I know.
What are they gonna? I mean, I know they have like some NASCAR.
I think they're
events,
going to
but
Miami and shit.
I will say this: for the crowd that comes in for F1, they certainly act like they're in Miami.
Yeah.
They seem like they would prefer to be in Miami.
But like ACC, it's a great crowd every year. It's a great event. Like it's fun to watch because it's easy to pay attention. Like, oh, he's like 1 down to this guy. He's 2 down to this guy. You don't have to wear like it's just match play's fun. It's the one match play event of the year. I guess they haven't even scheduled a match play event for next year because
it was
they
beautiful.
don't have a venue.
No, it was beautiful. It was fun. The format was fun. You had all the best golfers in the world. I thought for sure I was going to win. I was on a serious tear going into the weekend.
You had all 3 of your guys make it.
I did.
To the quarterfinals.
It's just they all fell apart, but it was very exciting to watch. Huge fan of it, and it sucks that this is going away. The one thing you do right, Austin, and you're just going to say, nah, we're good.
Well, it's not Austin. It's 800 rich people in Austin.
God damn.
Yeah,
man.
what part is that of Austin?
Westlake.
All I can say
Is
is
that
this.
technically still Westlake?
It
I think
is,
so.
yeah,
Or is it
yeah.
Lost Creek or
Well, it's Westlake. The city's Westlake.
adjacent? So Pennybacker Bridge is still Westlake?
I think so.
right.
Those houses, Bob, reminded me of Hollywood Hills houses in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
So what the fuck do you care? Like that you can't play for 10 days on one course that you
It's
remember?
a couple months leading up. I don't know. It's
Go play somewhere else, you fucking losers. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
well, they're paying I don't know, $100,000 to be a member there. or
Yeah,
something.
which is
Well,
why
then knock it down. So, great. If you're the course and you want to keep it, then knock the rates down and be like, hey, dude, we're going to
you
take these.
give them those free 2 months. You bust them out to another course. You give them some VIP
Well, they're not,
wristbands.
they're not
you
taking them up. They're not taking a bus. Let's be real.
Okay, you charter something to another course on some weekends. You put together a locals tournament, and you pass out some VIP wristbands, and you're fine.
Yeah, I think so too. And
it's just
now
kind
it's
of a
gone.
hard sell for TV too, because like I mean, all the way up to the finals, it was awesome golf. But then you have that TV window slot where you're selling ads, and then Sam Burns boat races Cam Young, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we still have like an hour and a half to fill,
Right.
and
What
the
did
match
they end
is
up
over.
filling it
Commentary.
with?
You still had Rory versus Scheffler, which
Oh, yeah.
that was the dream matchup. That the ideal matchup you
know.
could have had
I
on
know.
Sunday, but it was for third place.
I know. Who ended up winning that one? Because I flipped over to basketball. at that point.
Rory won.
Oh, did he really? That's a big dick move because it'll probably be those guys are playing very, very well. Going into the Masters
So
to
those
beat
two-
somebody head to head like that,
It's Rahm.
that matters.
Yeah.
I think that matters. Rahm is kind of falling off, man. I
He
don't.
has 3 wins this year.
I know, but he has not looked great the last few weeks, man. And I don't know what it is.
He looked fine this week. He just lost. He had like a weird.
He was
lost
out in the
to
second round
Ricky.
again.
Yeah.
Gone.
But I mean, maybe he doesn't like match play. Maybe his game's not.
It's just exhausting too. Like I think Scheffler played like 120 holes.
yeah, because you're playing. I mean, on
You're
Sunday,
playing
they
Wednesday to Sunday. Yeah.
and
You're
they played
playing-
double the holes.
Yeah, two matches. Yeah, you're playing
And
two matches essentially.
they
on
kept
Saturday and
going
Sunday.
extra holes.
Yeah.
Playoffs. Yep.
Scheffler had like a 5-footer to beat Burns in the semifinals, and he missed on
Yeah.
13 in the extra holes. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's great. I love it, but
It's all
like,
gotten
like everything else in Austin, it's going downhill and it's going to go away.
sucks. Did your parents have a good time at least?
They did. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because beautiful event. I just want one phone, Giorgio. If you can create one phone that works at any of these sporting events, it was great.
Right.
I now just take video. And
So
then
you were
post
on
it
16,
the next
right?
day. Yeah.
I sat at 11
Mm-hmm.
under the tree, but that par 3 is also right next to 12. That par 5 that's all downhill.
Yeah.
So you get to see everybody hit their shots on the 11, which is awesome, and then you get to see the drives on 12.
Yeah.
So we sat there for the most of the day.
Is that yeah?
My dad can't really move that well, so
No, I understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an amazing event. There wasn't a lot of people there. You could just walk around freely. There was bars that were open. We stopped in one because it was raining Friday morning. That Tito's bar right when you walked in. and leave it up to Austin to fucking ruin it. But good time all the way around. Giorgio, there was UFC on Saturday nights. Did you watch it?
I did.
What'd you think? Both you guys.
Man, it's a tough weekend.
The refing probably took the center stage. The judging, sorry, not the refing. The judging took center stage. Dan should have listened to me when I gave him my picks for that Holly Holmes, Macy Barber undefeatable parlay because the UFC will.
Well, Macy Barber probably should have lost.
She probably should have, but she wouldn't have. And then one of the judges gave the main event to Cheeto, which it's completely impossible. He may have run round 3,
Maybe.
He might have got volume. And then Corey Sandhagen is just an elite fighter, man. I think he's probably the #1 striker at 135 right now, and it's going to give a lot of people trouble. And when you asked me before this who could give him trouble, it would have been Marlon Vera or possibly Sugar Sean, but we could see that run.
I think Marab's going to give him issues, but Corey, elite, awesome. Cheeto, again, just kind of does this thing where he waits. Like, he'll go down 2 rounds and then just try to ramp it up. Can't really do that against
things
somebody
get away
that's
from
a
you in
volume
fights,
striker.
You give away an easy takedown, you lose round 1, but it's, a real close round. Happens again in round 2, you turn it up in round 3. But, you got an uphill battle to climb, and that's really hard. And that kind of separates the guys who, eventually become champions from those who don't. Maybe Cheeto takes this as like a learning lesson and puts it on a little bit earlier.
I love this corner, though. His corners just kept being like, what are you waiting for? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, step it up. Time to do it.
It's hard, man. You're out there, you're looking for that perfect shot, and you got to land that perfect shot. And you're only going to get a few of those in each fight. It's really hard walking in like that and fighting like that kind of fighter against someone like Corey Sandhagen.
And Sandhagen's only been finished by Aljo by submission. He's never been knocked out.
And I think if they ran that back now, it would be a very different fight. Corey was a different fighter during that time period, and Aljamain's jiu-jitsu was just heads and tails above his. The other really big event of the evening was Donald Cerrone getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. He took friend of the show, Uncle Laser, with him, so it was pretty interesting to see those crazy guys get the notoriety they deserve.
Wait, who?
Uncle Laser, who's
Uncle
on
Laser was
France
Yeah,
Press.
no. Who took him?
Donald Cerrone took Uncle Laser as
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
To the match?
where he got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Yes. That was his
Why?
Because that dude's awesome.
That's great. That's the best.
Was Donald Cerrone at 10th Planet or something?
He comes in quite a bit.
Yeah.
Whenever he's in Austin, he stops by 10th Planet to train.
And I think Uncle Laser also kind of like is starting to get into it.
so
he's been
fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, Uncle's been mixing it up over there at Andrew's MMA classes.
That's great.
Yeah, it's just
man,
a good
that's
old
awesome.
fun pal time.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Why not? The most important thing that happened, though, Ross, is a little different.
Okay.
Because if you go to SportsCenter and you go to their Instagram right now, the #1 video with almost 8 million views is a great personal friend of mine, Brandon Palmer, coaching my old high school, Cardinal Gibbons, coaching a state champion, and then getting thrown. His other coach gets thrown, and then Brandon counters it and throws his wrestler back in the middle of the ring, and it's up on SportsCenter right now if you guys want to go check that out. So pretty impressed with my old high school, Cardinal Gibbons, and good friend, Brandon Palmer.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that. We're going to flip on over to soccer now, Giorgio. Do you know why?
Wow.
Tell me.
Yeah. The Tampa Bay Rowdies, friend. I'm not saying we did this, okay? Well, they didn't have a good week.
Yeah, I was going to say, what happened?
So they lost 3-0 this weekend. They're not a road team, okay? They're not a road team. They were on the road against the Charleston Battery. And again, I'm not saying we had anything to do with
First
this.
of all, if there's a fake team, it is the Charleston Battery.
All right,
They were
shut
real.
your whore mouth, Giorgio. You don't just walk into Charleston and expect to come out away with a dub.
You sure don't. That's a tough place to play.
I don't even know what state Charleston's in.
It is in South Carolina. Used
It
to
is
live
so
in the state above
close
it.
to where you grew up.
Yeah.
How do you not know?
4-hour drive, maybe tops.
Be like me saying I don't know where New York City is.
Yeah.
I don't know where Chicago is. What are you talking
Dan,
about?
you've never been in New York City.
I've been through New York City. I don't need it.
They said you hated New York. You never even fucking been to it?
I've traveled through New York.
Cool, dude.
I've stopped in I haven't stayed in New York. I've been to New York.
You've been in the airport.
I haven't. No, I've been to the city. I just haven't stayed there
Okay.
overnight.
Okay.
In New York.
I know. So the Tampa Bay Rowdies are televised weekly on ESPN Plus. Let's go. People were asking, hey, why wasn't there hard AF Seltzer in the stadium? It's an away game.
0-1
don't
since we
have
signed
those.
the deal, though.
Not true. So the deal didn't technically go through until
Okay, so we're 0-0. We're fresh.
Right,
There we go.
we're fresh, and
The team
and
hasn't
it is
gotten their
done.
hard AF yet, so we can't really inspire
It's
them.
not in the stadium. I think it gets to the stadium tomorrow at 5 o'clock or Wednesday at 5 o'clock. I'm not sure, but the Tampa Bay Rowdies are still undefeated with hard AF Seltzer for now. We'll see how they play. It was fun. So a bunch of listeners hit us up. And they were like, "Hey, dude, are you aware the Rowdies are on? They were on Hulu and ESPN Plus." I was like, "I was not aware of that, but I'll flip it on." And watching these fucking guys go at it was really funny, and it's going to be a fun.
Was it rowdy,
fun
Ross?
couple years. Well, it wasn't at Tampa Bay, so I don't know yet. It was in Charleston.
It could get rowdier, is what you're
Charleston
saying.
had like some colored fucking fog
Can
going
you say
off.
that in
and-
South Carolina?
What? Oh,
The
colored
fog.
Yeah, exactly.
Those games, St. Louis used to have one of those soccer teams before they got the MLS team this year, and those games, like I had a ton of friends that would go to them and it would, for that league, and
The
it would get, like,
attendance
rowdy
is
as
good.
fuck.
Yeah, it's
because it's just a
nuts.
place to go drink. This is what sports are. Like, don't take your brain out of like no one wants to watch soccer, no one wants to watch women's softball. Can you get drunk there?
Yeah.
Then I will go. It doesn't matter.
And I'll ride for the Rowdies over like Austin FC.
For sure.
Like fuck Austin FC.
For sure, dude. Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. No.
That's my team.
Is it?
I mean,
How are they doing
I'm
this
here.
year?
I don't really fucking know.
Because we're about to replace this scarf. You know, the Rowdies just sent us a scarf. So that's coming
Yeah,
next week.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
really follow MLS.
We're gonna
at
toss
all,
this
so-
Austin FC scarf into the trash.
Well, we're not going to try. It's a nice scarf.
It's a very nice scarf.
The president of the team gave it to us, but
I may, yeah. I feel like a girl should
he
be
was
wearing
on the
this
show.
scarf.
So let's not trash him that bad. I mean, but we're a Rowdies team. I'm sorry. Like, if Austin
no,
FC
Ross,
wants
we-
to have
we
us in
can-
the stadium, great.
We can be fans of both teams. They're in different leagues. We can root for both of them.
If they don't
Claudio
pick up the
Reyna
pro-
still
if they don't
with-
pick up the product, we don't do it.
Is Claudio Reyna still with Austin FC?
I have no idea, but that is an old man.
I know, but he just
gotta
got in
be,
that whole
right?
blackmail scandal with
Oh,
the
God.
U.S. men's team.
Can we get him on the Rowdies? Is this a Wrexham sitch where we can start getting these guys to go down?
So
to
here,
the-
it's going to be really hard. Like, you got to get somebody that you knew about who has then already been in the MLS and has moved to America.
Yeah,
Likes it in America. In his
we gotta get
mid-40s.
Kaká.
Literally, you got to get like
Kaká.
Kaká or David Villa, like someone who
He
was
was in
in their
Orlando.
mid-40s. I mean, he was a runner-up in the Ballon d'Or race. So Kaká was one of those guys. Like, if you were into soccer in 2010, you knew who.
I know who it
Kaká
is.
was.
I know. who
he's
it
a
is.
Brazilian.
Put him on the
maestro.
Rowdies, dude. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, he might need a walker.
That's fine.
Get Zlatan.
Is
on the
Didier
Rowdies.
He's too
Drogba
good.
still alive?
Zlatan's too good still.
Yeah,
Is he?
Zlatan's-
He's like 40.
I know, but he's just
Still good?
He's a beast.
Have you seen how in shape this man is?
Well, I saw his LA Galaxy games, and he was just ripping goals the entire
He
time.
literally
And it was
went back
awesome.
from the Galaxy to play for AC Milan in the Champions
I
League.
know, man. It was nuts. It was nuts, that guy. But he's got to be 40 now, right?
Yeah, he's up there.
Okay.
He's up there.
Because I know he got hurt, I think, and he was out for a year. I mean, it was a bad injury, whatever it was. I think ACL maybe. ACL, MCL, that type of shit. But let's get him on the Rowdies, dude, when he's all done. Let's go. I'm down. D'Anthony and I will be down at a Rowdies game soon. We just got to pick it out on the calendar and try to be there for that because we're going to bang it with the Rays. Hard AF Seltzer is also the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rays as well. So we're going to do Rays game, Rowdies game, same weekend, and try to fuck it up. How old is Zlatan there? Let's get Zlatan to the Rowdies. Let's get him there. That's what I would really like.
He's 41.
Holy shit.
He's 41 years old. I'm trying to find a picture of him like
You can
flexing.
you could at least get him like if he's that jacked, like in a Julio Franco situation where he plays for them at like 48. or
He's
something.
ageless, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And he'll still rip goals.
Let's rowdy
yeah,
up.
I mean, he's got it.
God damn. Is that him currently?
It's not too long ago, I don't believe.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, it's from 2021.
Shit. He gave the best fucking pressers too of all time.
Oh my
Like,
God! When he called himself,
Love
called
it.
himself a Ferrari.
I know. I love
Also,
it.
are they testing in these leagues? Because we could probably get these guys on juice.
I would imagine not, right? You're not testing.
This
You're-
low-level soccer?
You're,
afford
you're definitely
that.
testing.
Are you?
Yeah, you're definitely testing.
Even at that level?
Not at this level. It's below the MLS.
I still think you're getting tested.
Okay. Okay.
But if Dr. Frank wants to be a sponsor of the Rowdies,
He might. He might. And he's getting bigger. He's in Charlotte now.
how's his Achilles?
He's healing up. He's healing up.
Getting back on the
He
court
should
again.
not have been playing basketball.
I want to see you
at
and him one-on-one.
45 years old or whatever.
I'm not
it
playing
is.
basketball now.
I'm not either. I quit, dude. I quit when I was 24, just because I didn't want to deal with any of that. I saw so many injuries where everybody was like, man, I'm still as good as I was in high school.
You
No,
don't recover
no,
from that either.
You don't.
Like, you're never the same.
Tom
You're
Segura.
never the same. He got real thin, by the way.
He looks good. He's still balling it up. He posted a picture the other day.
Is he really?
After
I
that
wouldn't
break,
even take that risk.
No, neither would I. I bet his wife is so mad at him.
Oh, I wouldn't even take that risk. Yeah, I've taken most contact sports out of the equation now. Coaching kids is about as far as I go with it now. That's
Flag football. We should get that going.
Nope. That's the same thing.
Business
ACLs.
is my sport.
Yeah, it is.
Shut
Sure
up.
is.
Just shut up.
We're gonna end with that quote. I want people to live with that at home. If you just heard that in your car, that business is my sport out of Delco Dan, after he lost $10,000 this weekend, we're just gonna end with that quote. No need to go anywhere else. Rate the show 5-star. Leave a quick review on iTunes. Head on over to Spotify and do the same thing. Why? Because business is our sport here at Drinkin' Bros Sports. For Delco Dan, Hot Bob, Papa Giorgio, and Ross Patterson. This is the Monday Morning Recap. Good morning, everyone.